Simplex music.
Nico.
Hi everyone, hello. I'm Nicole Hanselman, your host. The internet is acting up. It's been for a while. I just hope it works. I just hope everything goes well. So today's topic is life purpose. We all know about ikigai. I hope we all know because I talk about it a lot. But today we have a guest who will talk to us about the African context of it. So there's so much to learn. I hope you're as psyched as I am. I've missed you guys. It's been a long time. Go on and tag your friends and tell them we are on. I'll go on my phone and see whether I can tag a few people. It will be helpful because I've not been on for a long time. I'm not surprised. I've been naughty and busy. I think busy is good sometimes, so long as it's productive busy. I'll let our guest introduce herself in a minute. So just allow me to tag the names that come up. Okay. Pardon me. Even my voice is like, oh, what's happening to me today? Welcome everybody. So we'll be talking about life purpose. I hope you know something about it. I would like you to share what you know about it. What would your mom say if you asked your mom, what's your life purpose or what does life purpose mean? What do you reckon she would say? Did she even know what it was? It sounds like something that it's just our generation that is beginning to understand and know about, because most of us, because we were brought up in a spiritual family, when we heard about life purpose, we just thought it's us doing what God requires us on earth, go and preach the word. But people are beginning to think, are there other meanings? What does it do to my life? What's the importance of knowing it? Yeah, and I have a video on YouTube. If you want to go deep into the proper life coaching part, that will be a little bit more useful. But if you still need somebody to hold your hand and guide you, that would be great. So karibuni, asanteni. Say hello to me, nijue uko hapo. Say hello to me, just like at wave or anything. Just a reaction so that our guest introduces themselves, answer to, let her pick it and just go with it. Tupatieni psych. It's been a while.
Tupewe psych.
I know. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been.
Yeah.
I hope it's like riding a bicycle,
It is wonderful.
People, kujeni mnisalimie. Okay, today I've not added the group. I'm wondering whether I can do that while I'm live. Okay, let me do that. I've added the group. Okay, because some people normally join from the group. I'm just saying that my internet is struggling, so I hope it won't even exhaust it more. So say hello to me, please. Say hello. Say hello, and where you joining from today, life purpose. Let's hear what our guest has to say about it. I believe there'll be enough to learn, and it's always amazing. Okay, let me do some sharing. If you're on here, say hello. Salimiana tafadhali. So that we know you're on here. Itpate Masai. I actually missed you guys. I missed this. being a student and a mom, the breadwinner is a big mix. So yeah, let's see. I've tried sharing,
Maybe I
I've
can
tried
also go to.
tagging. I don't know whether there's a new lot of guys I can tag. Say hello, say hello, say hello so that we know you're on here, please. Say hello.
I'm looking for your
And let's
group.
pray remember to pray for the internet too for it to behave itself.
It better.
Okay. I've tried to tag a different group. I usually just try the names that are coming on. If I tag you twice, you'll pardon me. I'm just doing the best I can. So, hi everyone. Hello. Tell us where you're joining from. Bear with the internet. If it gets really bad, just tell me that it's gotten really bad. Then, if there's anything we need to repeat, we are happy to repeat. If you have
Right.
any questions, yeah, do ask, do ask. Uh, our guest has not introduced herself yet because I've not let her do it yet. I don't want her to have to do it again. So long as we have Salamumbili tattoo, then you're good to go.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're streaming on our group. You're streaming on our YouTube page. You're streaming on. Okay, there we go. At least you have one person tuned in till I can't watch it from Netherlands. Hi, Bilha. Karibu. Welcome, welcome. Bilha, I have good news for you. I want to introduce you to Monica. And Monica, I want to introduce you to Bilha.
Hi,
And
Bilha. Can't wait to meet you. I've heard so many beautiful stories about you.
yeah, it will be married made in heaven. Okay, because
Yeah.
we have one person who said hello. Go on, Monica, and introduce yourself while we wait.
Okay. So, my name is Monicah Bucher. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be in this community. The other day, I was talking to Nicole, and I was telling her, "Hey, I need to see you back. I need to see you back.
And
Your 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 message is powerful. The topic of your movement, wonderful." And the beauty is that it is success your way movement, which means someone's success and another person's success is not the same. So they may be successful in something else, another person will be successful in something else, and we were all created uniquely to be successful in all our beautiful ways. So, my name is Monicah Bucher. I live in Germany, a Kenyan living in Germany. I am an ordained minister, but the important thing is that I am an African, identify with African, as an African dreampreneur, because I love dreaming just and seeing them accomplished before my eyes, and also helping others. And that does not mean that I've had like a smooth way, but I've been there striving and making sure that one step at a time, one of my dreams comes true. And if as it comes true, then I help another person by just helping them by achieving their goals. It could not be many people, one or two or three, but hey, I'm here. And even if my purpose was just to change one life, I'd be glad. I will say, hey, thank you. I'm okay, because I know what I'm going to do with that person's life will
mm,
impact other people. And so
mm,
mine is about impacting generations, even to
mm.
the nations. And that's what brings me here in Germany. And other things, amongst other things. And I am self-employed. Whoop whoop for all the self-employed women.
Oh, man.
Whoop,
Oh,
whoop
it
for
is
all the
so much.
self-employed women, and are trying their best just to provide for the family, some are doing it from the comfort of their homes, like I am, and you've reinvented yourself, you've made up a job, created a job for yourself, and you're not just doing that to bring in income, but also impacting others so that they can do the same and change generations. I'm passionate about Africa because that's my mama land. And if we go a little bit further, I'm passionate about Kenya. Kenya is my homeland. Like right now, I miss ugali. Ugali and samaki should be on my table after I finish this. But again, here I am, and that's what we do. And so maybe you can ask, somebody would want me to ask, to tell them, what is an African dreampreneur? Because probably it's a new name. Yeah. Do they sleep? Do they just dream? What are they doing as African dreampreneurs? We are a team of women who've decided to come together and form a group called Africa Queens on Business. And we work together, supporting each other to go to the next level, and just change the narrative about Africa. So in my perspective, is an African dreampreneur is a woman who stepped out in her dream, but the experience didn't meet her expectations, yet the dream is still prompting her to move forward. Yeah. And so, saying she's here for more, and there's enough for everyone. So it's more about collaboration and not competition. There's a lot of news about women, about us, striving, all those catfights. Bye bye. Here we are, collaboration, welcome, and that's what we do. We do together. And so women who started their businesses, some of them are physical, and also some of them are on the internet, taking advantage of technology and just creating a business for themselves. I am the founder of Ndoto za Africa, founder and president of Ndoto za Africa Foundation here in Germany. I'm also the director of Mohil's Tours and Company. In case you want to go for safari in Kenya, I represent Kenya in full. Also the creative behind Africa Queens in Business, and also a patron of the Ali Abondo Academy. If you're on my Facebook page, you probably saw them wish me a happy birthday. We've walked the journey. Now it's our 4th year, and it keeps getting better. The children are happy. It's a soccer club, and we also train them on education, and we've involved the parents. We are working together just to give the football story a different narrative from Kenya.
God bless
So
you so much.
that's about me.
God bless you so much for what you do. We really appreciate that. We just need more people like you and change
Thank
the
you.
world. Okay, try and make it better for everybody, to be honest.
Thank you.
Uh, it's true. You're one of those people who kept on, like, in fact, I think you are the one who just gave me the last push that I needed, because everybody was like, oh, how comes you're not seeing you online anymore? And I was like, okay, I'm busy and fine. And you're like, no, Nicole, you got to do this, and you're just pushing me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad I accepted, and I'm glad that you're here to support me. And I'm also glad that now we are more aware that women are supporting women. We've managed to convince people that gone are the days when we thought we were each other's enemies. That somebody made that up and we believed it. And just because you could see one or two stories that seemed to be true, we thought it was the truth, but it wasn't our truth. It wasn't our truth. And even if it was, it's something we could change, and we have changed. So
That's true. So
it's all about supporting each other. Bilha, who is on here, she also has a nice platform. I support her platform. We do it 2 weekly, fortnightly. And she talks about different topics as well, trauma and things like that. So that has been keeping me busy in a way, knowing that, okay, at least I'm doing something else. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I
Mhm,
needed you to meet. I'm happy that I
mhm.
can connect you too. You make
Wow.
amazing couple.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
will. She's a dreamer.
Thank
She goes
you.
big. She has amazing guests. Most of them like are coaches or therapies, So
Wow.
you meet.
That
You're going to
sounds
meet her today
great.
for that.
That sounds
Yeah,
a very good place to be in.
you will love
Yeah.
it. You will love
Yeah.
it. You will love it.
Mm,
So she's
mhm.
got a platform. I think Bika, if you're happy to write about your platform on there, and then anybody can see it, and anybody can check you out, follow you. Nice topics there too. So anyway, today we're talking about life purpose. A lot of us understand it in a different way. It's just like most things in life. If you talk about money, the way I'll understand money, and the person and the way somebody else will understand money will be different. There's all these different definitions of things. When we talked about this topic, and I said I would like you to, be my guest, you actually picked it, and you're like, yeah, that's a topic you definitely love. And I was thinking of it from a coach point of view, where we talk about, now a lot of people go for the ikigai, which is a Japanese a Japanese thing. It's not really African. And you're like, no, I don't think I want to talk about it that way. I'm an African woman. I want to talk to African women. I want to, something that resonates with us. What is that? What is life purpose to an African woman?
Thank you. Thank you for asking that. And what I'd want to say first is I believe that if anyone has been the African women at some point led the continent, and they used to do business in the continent. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the and they were queens. They were queens in the business. Um, and so, what I would like to talk about us as the business aspect as women doing business is that they were called the Kandake queens, and they were leading Egypt. They were Kandake queens. They were leading Egypt, and they were doing business. There was somebody called Stephen who met an Ethiopian eunuch, and they said that he was in charge of treasure of the queen in Egypt. So all we are there, we are in the Bible, we are in places, and right now it's a time that a woman would know that her place is no longer in the kitchen, but also in the boardrooms, being bringing her authentic self and making sure that her voice is heard. So what is my
Mm,
purpose, and what is purpose?
mm,
For me, purpose is
mm,
just to know who you. For me, my purpose is what I carry, what I bring to the world, what I serve
mm,
to the world, you know?
mm,
And in another way, if I'll take it, because I was once a kindergarten teacher. And so if I was to explain it to a kindergarten teacher, I would say, you see your cup. When you carry your cup carries some content, and that content it carries
mm,
is good to be consumed. Yeah. And so that cup is the outer vessel, yet what it carries is supposed to be consumed, and it's supposed to help the body so that you can do some work. So for me, purpose is is that content that you carry. Yeah, that content that you carry, and how do you serve that to the world? How does it help other people
mm,
in the world? And so
mm,
purpose in everything, in essence, is service. What
mm,
you have, serve it to the world, and
mm.
you're good to go. And we do this by having talents and gifts. Yeah, talents and gifts. Let me get my description properly, so that we are not we are not
No
so
problem at all.
for me,
Welcome, Rosaline. Yeah.
okay. And
Mm,
so see, purpose is knowing whose you are, knowing who you are, because you come from a place of authority. Whose you are first is whose you are, knowing who you are, discovering your potential, which is a gift. from your creator, nurturing your talent by gaining and applying knowledge and skill set in order to achieve your goals for the betterment of your service to the world. Yeah. So what can you say like is the difference between a talent and a gift? A gift is
Mm,
something you receive. Talent is an ability you are both with, and then skill is something you learn to do.
mm,
And so some of us get stuck where skill set comes in. You have all these
mm,
things, and you know you are called to do something. You know there's
mm,
something that keeps burning inside you. Like for me,
mm,
it was, yes, being a teacher wasn't enough because I was a
mm.
teacher back in Kenya. Being a teacher
Yeah.
wasn't enough, and I
Mm,
wanted to make sure that the children that I'm teaching get something more. And
yeah.
so, as I discovered myself, because it's a journey of self discovery, as I kept on discovering myself, I met some challenges, and those
Mm,
challenges are what catapulted me to the next level, and to the next level, and to the next level.
mm,
So, when we go through our journey of purpose, we're going to meet challenges. But those challenges are not to put us down and say, hey, I'm giving up, but they're there to give us strength so that we can do even better,
mm.
and to enlarge our territories. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the dream to start a nonprofit for me was like for helping women and youth to regain their god-given worth and value. So that burnt in me, and I was like, how can I do that? what Why would that come to me? Because I am a child of a woman who was widowed at a very young age, and I saw I saw my mother maneuvering her ways and just becoming who she was while she was taking care of three young children. I
Mm-hmm.
was four. My younger sister, my younger brother was two, and the other young brother was my younger sister was some 6 months when my biological father passed on. And
Mm,
so my mother was left to do this work. And
mm.
knowing the little that she had, she made sure that we didn't lack. I
Yeah.
enjoyed watching her doing what she was doing, although she had challenges also, but came she came through them, you know. And
Mm.
so when it came to taking care of us and taking us to school, uh she worked hard and she could pay our school fees, and I would just see her striving and striving.
Mm,
And at some point we were like, how do we go through this, you know? And I made a
mm.
prayer, and I made a prayer, and that prayer is one that brought my
Yeah.
daddy, second daddy.
Interesting. When you bring in your family, something that a lot of us can relate to. I also like came from a single parenting kind of situation, and I just saw my mom working so hard, and
Hmm.
she worked so hard. Oh, God knows that lady worked so hard. I'll never come anywhere near. She
Yeah.
worked so hard. Well, I'm thinking, did our parents understand what life purpose is? Because for me, when I look back, I think like she thought she was brought to this world to just have children and look after them. Okay, she's already her journey has been challenging, and she's like, okay, it didn't go as I planned. Now I have 5 children, so all I do is make sure that they eat and they survive. So I look at her life and I can't see whether she ever had fun. When I understood life, when I started understanding life, I looked at her life and you can decide it's kind of miserable just leaving to go to work to provide food for your family.
I
So does an
know.
African woman, our parents, did they understand what life purpose is?
I will say yes, and I'll also say no, you know, because understanding is another thing, you know. Understanding is another thing. But being in their purpose, some of them were in their purpose and made a difference in their community. You would see someone, um like in my community, we would live with other people in our homes. I don't know whether in your
Mhm.
homes you'd had your cousins, relatives, and every other person, because my mother also they went through that, and they also lived with other people. So
Mm.
just that they were serving their purpose in their community and also
Mhm.
impacting others. That when a woman was married, she would
Yeah,
bring in
I didn't
some
think of
others,
it that way. Yeah,
so she's serving
yeah,
her purpose even in her marriage. And she
mm.
does not know, probably she does not know that that is what it is called. She's
Yeah.
just living a life, because you cannot teach a bird how to fly. It just knows it
Mhm.
has to fly because it is in them. It is in them. So their potential and their purpose, they find out a way, or in one way or another, and they just served the community, and most of them did well and
I
did well in the
I
community.
never thought of it that way because all I could see them is like going to church and thinking that okay, all they're here to do is like preach the word of God, and because my mom was happy to stop anybody and tell anybody about the word of God. And
Yeah,
apart from that, her life was church and work home, church and work home. And I'm thinking, is that everything? Is that all?
there
Is
is
she
more.
fulfilled?
Mhm. They did their part. Like,
Yeah.
I would say they did their part the best way they know how. And
They
so the
knew.
baton has been passed to us, so that we can
Mm.
do, like we can do with what they gave us.
Yes.
We can use that to do more. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they've already passed on the baton to us. Someone like me,
Yeah.
I lived with my grandmother, and my grandmother taught me some things. She was also a very strong believer. And my mother, from my grandmother to my mother, and then now I pass this to my next generation, who is my son. And so
Mm.
I was talking about my story does not is not complete if I don't talk about my two daddies and my three grandmothers, because
Mm-hmm.
I had three grandmothers and two daddies. My first
Mm-hmm.
father and my daddy, who I always call my daddy. And my daddy came into our lives and gave us whatever we lacked. And our lives changed for the better. We
Mm.
experienced life, we experienced love, we experienced joy at home. And
Mm.
at the end of the day, we kind of never lacked. So
Mm.
my story, my journey of purpose cannot be complete if I do not mention the three grandmothers and my mother and my two daddies. Yeah,
Mm.
because that's where I come from. And I stand upon the shoulders of those who went ahead of me.
Mm.
So your when we are talking about purpose, we also talk about passion. Yeah.
Okay.
What are
Yeah.
you passionate about?
Mm.
That thing that you're passionate about, that you
Yeah.
think you see somebody who has something like you, and you're
Yeah.
feeling, I can do that too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just leave. It doesn't just leave. That is passion. Yeah.
Mm.
And so you use that passion so that you can fulfill your purpose. And here I like to tell a story that I had one of my fathers in the Lord speak about, and they spoke about Pastor Ambrose Nyangao. He spoke about one time there was a farmer who chicken,
Mm.
brought in an eagle egg to his chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mother Ann laid on this egg
Mm-hmm.
together with her other eggs. And when
Mm-hmm.
it hatched, she had chicks. All she knew that I have my chicks, and she would protect them from the eagle. But this young eaglet was like, the way these people are doing these things, I don't think that's how we do it. She had already decided that I am different. I am
Mm.
different. And so when she could hear a voice from above the sky, and she'd hear that voice very different from the voice she would hear from the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would say, I think I belong there because that voice and my voice are the same.
Yeah.
And so the others would say, where do you think you're going? What do you think you want to go and do up there? As we don't fly, as
We
we
do
just
not
stay
fly.
here,
We stay on the ground.
we just stay on the ground. And so there are people, you
We've
have
always
others,
stayed on the ground.
especially yeah, especially in a family, you feel like, so you tell your mom something and your mom saying, Monica wacha water, Monica
Yeah.
wacha. And that's the reason why I came up with Daughters of Africa.
Mhm.
Monica wacha your daughter. What is on daughter? It's like you stopped. And many of our dreams stop at the level of family.
Yeah,
Not
unfortunately.
because they wish you bad. No, no, no. It's not because they wish you bad. It's just because they fear for you. They care about you. They just want to feel like, you feel, so that they surround you with a
They
hedge
came
of
from a good
protection.
place. They
Yes,
came
they
from a good
come from a
place.
very good place. They come from a very good place.
Mm.
And so here we are. These chickens, this eagle decide, me, the voice I'm hearing that I can identify with is that one up there. And so the farmer, the chicken continued with whatever they're doing, trying to scrabble for food down there, and listening to the
Mm.
mother's voice because it was important. She's protecting them from the eagle. But the eaglet
Mm.
knew that I am different and I am gonna
Mm.
soar one day. And so one time the eagle up came, made that voice. He's for the eagle, they're making the voice because knows I'm going for the chicken. But
Mm.
he didn't what she didn't know, that he's sending a signal to this one. You know, you can come up anytime because it's okay. You can fly,
Yeah.
you can soar. And some point some say, and if I fall, and how about if you can fly?
Yeah. What if
So
you could?
what if you could
You've not tried
fly?
it. How would you
So
know?
just try it. So here she is, and try and said
Yeah.
one time she tried, reached at a point in the air and said, I can do it.
Mm.
Second time, I can do it. Third
Mm.
time, when she had that voice, flapped his wings, and there she was, flapped her wings, and there she was. She went to be with the other eagles. What am I
Wow.
trying to say? Is
Mm.
that anytime you are surrounded by people and you
Mm.
see like you do not need to fit in, and you're
Mm.
finding yourself to have something different, do
Yeah.
not be afraid to let your wings out and just soar and
Yeah.
be different, because there's a place where there are people who are aligned to your assignment,
That's
just like you are.
mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me welcome people first. I'm seeing Alice has joined us. Welcome, Alice, and then there's Roslyn who had joined us. Welcome, and we had Roslyn saying reason. Um, Reason for life is equals to purpose. I also relate to that. I do. Yeah, I relate to that. It makes it. It's like fueling yourself. What makes you wake up in the morning? Because if you just wait for maybe one thing like looking after your children that fuels you, one day they'll be gone. Does that mean your life ends there? And then Alice said, passion aligns with purpose. Yeah. I wanted
Very true.
Alice to go further on this because she's a life coach too, from a life coach point of view, and I'm seeing it relates to what you're saying. Because for
Mhm.
those who are joining us, our guest Monica is trying to talk to us as an African woman, to our African audience, African women, what life purpose is, because there are all of these fashions out there, all of these different definitions of it. That what does it mean to us as African women? Most of us were brought up the same way, where it was about church and just learning how to be a mother or learning how to be a wife and learning how to. There was nothing like career. They didn't cater for that. They didn't know that we'd be career women. They kind of saw the vision, but they didn't know it will be this quick, this soon. And now most of us are independent. We don't even care, like, okay, we have to be dependent on something, So we are
Yeah.
not. So that's why Monica is here talking about this. And I would really like Alice to tell me how she aligned us with her life. As a life coach myself, when I was finding my own life purpose, I went the life coach way. I just went like black and paper way, because I had nobody to pass it down to be, nobody to teach me.
Yeah.
And so in the
Mm.
black and white is where you find your passions, you find your skills, you find your strength, you find
Mhm.
those things that take. Then that right there in the middle, that's where you
Mhm.
find your life
Mhm.
purpose. That's the path I took myself. And from the story
Mhm.
you're telling me, and the other thing that I'm learning is that just because this is my life purpose, it doesn't mean it has to be your children's or you have to take your mom's. Everybody's different. So if that little was it eagle, if it had
Eaglet,
listened to
yes.
the mom said, oh yes, we can, yeah, oh we don't fly or something, you'd have been stuck there and unhappy
Yeah.
just because you're trying to do something that's not aligned with your journey. It's not you. So you have
Yes.
to listen to that voice and you have to go there and just be. I was gonna ask you a question. So,
Mhm.
how do you want us to go about finding a purpose as African mothers? I don't know whether you were gonna
Um,
talk about that next, but how does
okay.
where does one start from? How? 'Cause it's easy to tell me, okay, oh, life purpose is good. It's what makes you feel alive. It will not make you feel this. It will what it's this.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I get down?
Hmm. First of all, as a mother, you got to know yourself before you start talking to your children about purpose. As a mother, Monica, you gotta know yourself, because if you miss that part, then you're going to frustrate your children. You're going to put your frustration on your children and even
Mm-hmm.
family, even your own family. Back at
Mm-hmm.
home, for us who are in the diaspora, back at home, you probably would not understand what they're doing. You're here, you've reached here. So, first of all, is understand yourself. Something that very many people are afraid to do. To get to know yourself is one thing that people say, okay, let me just be looking at the window, from the window, but not looking at the mirror, you know, looking at the mirror and seeing your reflection, and let that speak to you. And so before we even take that to another person and burden them with their own purpose, because we have to teach, mothers are teachers, the primary caregivers who are teachers also, because children learn from us from the day they were born. The time they look at your eyes when you are breastfeeding that baby is learning something. She's taking, or he's taking, the facial expressions, and they starting to trust you. And when they start to trust you, who is better to teach them about their purpose if it's not their own mother, you know? And so from where we come from, unfortunately or fortunately, some of our mothers did not know that, because even as we've learned about it when we are grown, we are grown. And so for that, if they did not know that, but there are things that they taught us, and a lot of those were, do not do this, do not do this. And so from childbirth, you were told, do not, do not, do not. And you're wondering, okay, do not, which one am I allowed, which one am I allowed? Do not go to the dirt, don't go play with that. Immediately you pick up something that is not for you. And you know and all those have created in us negative thoughts, because indeed when we come to this world, we come with a positive mental attitude of, we can do anything. When a baby cries, when they're born and that baby is crying, you can't stop them unless you give them what they want. And that is where leadership comes in. You see, this child, yeah, your voice.
Sorry, I did mute myself.
Did you mute yourself? Okay. Go where
I did.
it looked
I,
like
I
you
was
were saying something very interesting. Tell me what you're saying.
I was stopping you for a minute because when you said that, it just reminded me how many times we were told no. We only had no, do not touch that, do not choose that, don't go there, don't do. There was never yes, being cheered and everything. We never experienced positive reinforcement in our lives. It was always
Mhm,
what you can do, what you shouldn't
mhm,
do. There was never, oh, you're doing well. So if you had a passion, or like people who had passions that were not like mainstream oriented, they had a hard time. If
You're
maybe
not
you are,
a doctor, a teacher.
yeah, if you love
God
sports, if
bless
you
those
love
careers.
art,
Yeah,
yeah, you had to be like doctor or lawyer or things like that. If you wanted a different path, you'll be like,
yeah.
it was just discouragement. There was nothing about passion. So a lot of us
Mm,
grew up, like you're saying, for a lot of us, like you're this age when you're like, what's my life purpose? What am I passionate
mhm,
about? What am I good at? What are my skills? Nobody told you what you were good at because you used to draw those things, and your parent will be like, why are you going to draw that? this
mhm,
this lady, what's her name? Somebody might remind me what her name is. The one that met Stephen Harvey maybe like 1 or 2 years ago, and she's a
mhm.
comedian. and,
Elsa Majimbo.
and she's saying she showed her dad a joke, and a lot of people found it funny. And now the dad is like, oh, she's kind of famous. She tells jokes. What are the jokes? So she shows the dad the joke, and the dad is like, where's the funny bit?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
that's
I
the kind of
understand.
puzzles we were in.
Mhm,
So lucky
mhm.
for her, she's got the internet. The internet now encourages such things. But as we grew up not knowing, if you drew something and your dad is like, your parents would be like, what were you trying to draw? They didn't have
Right.
like, okay, carry the
I know what you
if you're
mean.
trying to be a runner in sports
Yeah,
and you never win, they're like, why you're never concentrate on your studies? Nobody really
concentrate on
cites
your
us.
studies, and they said
Concentrate
you
on the studies.
homework,
Hata ulienda
homework.
kukimbia ukawa namba ngapi? Ulishindwa. Sasa unakimbia kazi gani ulikuwa?
Very
So yeah,
true.
I'm glad that you're
Very
saying
true.
this. I'm really glad that you're saying this is something we can relate to. I really wanted to
Mm.
interject on that.
All right.
Thanks.
Great.
Yeah, go on.
Great. And so with all that clutter, they've told you not to do that, not to do that, and that's all you know. That's all you know. And going to school, and from there, probably you get an encouragement from the teacher, who probably and fortunately would discover your purpose. Some of the teachers are the ones who discovered our purposes. You know, and so even you, when you growing up as a person, and when I say you, it's not just you, but like anybody else. Like even us, when we grow up as a person, and you like, those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs are in our minds. And what you want to do, and you ask yourself, when you're hearing the clutter, whispering in your mind, who told you that? you know who told you that? Some of the questions that that are related to purpose. Who told you you can do that? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Like the eaglet. Who do you think you are, saying that you can start flying? And he was big laughter. Most of the times when you say, like Joseph, I have a dream, people are laughing at you. And who do you think you are, coming to tell us as if we are going to bow down to you? Hey, please get alive, get alive. Sisi ndio kusema,
Yeah,
sisi ndio kusema hapa.
hizo
you know
tufanye
and so,
huku. Why do you
yes.
think you'll be the first one to do
Umetoka,
that? Nobody
unajua,
in Kenya runs 100 meters race. What makes you
yes,
think you'll be the first Kenyan to run 100 meters race? Well,
yeah,
what makes you think you break your own world record, or you break a world record
true.
anyway? And people are
That's
doing it
true.
because they're following
That's true.
they're doing.
That's true. And so another question is, who
Amazing.
is even going to listen to you? Or how are you going to do this? How are you even going to do this? Yes, we know you're saying you're a singer, but how? Where are you going to get the resources? Immediately your dream is shut before you even begin. And it comes from a good place. It comes from a good place because these are people who love you, and they're saying you should not do that, you should do this. I think this is the way that is good with you. And so another question is, how are you going to do this? You know, is this is too hard? Already those are limiting beliefs that somebody just puts ahead of you, or even it is in your head when you're saying an international motivational speaker. How? You come from ghetto in Huruma, and then you go to Gumba, and then you say then you go back to Kiambio to teach children there, and then you come back here and you tell us that you are an international motivational speaker. What are you telling
You
us?
don't even
What
speak
are you
in
telling
Queen's
us?
English.
What are you trying to say? And then
With
somebody
your
will tell you,
accent, who listen to you with
yeah,
that accent?
who will exactly? And like, who have you even seen in the family who has such a thing? They don't know that there's a fast time, for
There is
for
a first time.
for yeah, there's a fast time for
Mm.
purpose to enter the family, to come into the family. you know uh are you even trained for that? Sometimes people will ask you, are you trained for that? uh and then another one, you don't have that kind of money. This one is where it comes now.
Mhm.
Hiyo ni ya wenye pesa. We sasa dreams zako, wachana na stori za kuambia watu mali unaenda. Hauna pesa, utatoa wapi pesa? And this one, I'd stop here and say that
Mm.
what we already have, huh? We already
Mm.
have, Jemmy is laughing, we already have that, everything that we need for us to fulfill our
Mm.
purpose in life. If
Mm.
it's money, we
Yeah.
have capital ourselves. Potential that we have
Yeah.
is able to
Yeah.
be, if it's harnessed, it's able to feed us, for the rest of us.
Yeah.
It was like, enyewe
Absolutely.
capital inakuanga shida. Because even right now, that's a discussion I have with many people. Enyewe hiyo biashara ni poa, it's a good business, but I don't have capital. And it shuts. And that
Mm.
person is very talented.
Yeah,
So
it's a shame.
they
I
should not
encourage
be,
myself with is this the story from the Bible, Moses' story? I
Mhm.
use it empowers me. Anytime like when I'm feeling like I want to doubt myself, just tell myself, God only asked them, what have you got? And they're thinking,
Yes.
nothing. I'm a stammerer, there's nothing I have. And God is like, what have you got in your hand? What have you
Exactly.
got in your hand?
Thank
A
you for
stick.
saying that.
And that stick is all he needed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That stick is all
And
he
so
needed.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful that you say that, because also we will add on to that point that
Mm.
there's a whole kingdom within you that you don't have to look without. You
Yeah.
have a whole kingdom. And now that the other day we lost Queen Elizabeth, imagine you having a kingdom and reigning in that kingdom by yourself. There's someone who's in you who's greater than he who's in the world, who sits and reigns within you and just shows you everything. For you is just to come in for your assignment. Be ready for your assignment, because we are the feet of our creator on earth, the hands and feet of our creator on earth. So whatever he wants us to do, that we can do you
Mm.
know so how do we tap in and get into the kingdom within us?
Mm.
Because in a kingdom there's
I
a
like what
treasure.
you're saying, the
In a
kingdom within
kingdom,
us.
yeah, in a kingdom there's a treasure, like banks and stuff like that. There
Mm.
are treasures, there are
Yeah.
crowns, there's everything. There is money, there are soldiers, all
Mm.
those things. They are all within you. So
I like
you do
you,
not
you
need
don't
to
have to
look
go and search
outside.
for it elsewhere, far and
Yes,
wide. You already have
yes.
it.
Yes, you already have it. So if you are looking for what is it that you are brought to do in this
Mm,
world, just look within. It is within. And it
yeah.
has never left ever since before creation was started. It has always been there, because before you were even created, the
Mm.
Lord knew you were known that you are going to be here at such a
Voilà.
time as this. You are the one who hit the jackpot when 40 million sperms went, and it was came out and they said it's a baby girl, her name
Mm,
is Monica, and
mm.
here I am, you know.
You came with
And
everything,
I came with everything, and I didn't know that, you know.
and
So
nobody
look at
tells you
how
that.
you conquered at creation, you conquered at birth, and here you are. Then
Mm,
because somebody told you no, you can't, you believed them, and now you live a life of self defeat, you
yeah.
know,
Allow
not
me to read
because.
a little bit of sorry, my lovely. I know it's a you are on the rock and roll. I love it. I love it. I hope I've not missed any of your messages, my lovelies. So you call good question. Mine was back from my pain points. I was at a point where I just needed someone to walk with me during a dark moment, and I promised myself I'll do the same if I get the opportunity. So
Wonderful.
I'd asked her how she found her own purpose, how she went
Mhm,
about it. I keep on referring to Alice as well because I know she's a life coach. She's a conscious life coach. That's
mhm,
why I wanted to hear what she says on it. Okay.
mhm.
I think that was in regards to what you're saying about our parents when we were being told no, no, no.
Yeah.
And then this was in regard to you are from where again? Yeah. Also, when you're talking about
Mm,
the points where people kind of discourage you, put you down, and sometimes they don't even mean any.
mhm.
So the harnessing part up, or you have a big dream but no idea how to execute. Rosalind, I'm not so sure. You are supporting, or you want further
Yeah,
elaboration,
she
or
is.
just
Yes,
highlighting?
yes, she is supporting.
Uh, Oh, okay. Oh, okay, so she's just highlighting. Yeah. And then
Mm,
that was look within, look
mm.
within.
Look
I had
within.
to look within. I was just sat and I'm
Yes.
like, I was those ones of okay, there's no money, there's no this, I don't have this, I've not done this yet, I've never done this yet. So
Mhm,
what do I have? What do I have? I had to find the stick in my hand and just say, you
mhm.
know what? I'm gonna use that stick.
Yes.
Bila, hey,
Wonderful.
lovely, lovely, lovely. One of your topic,
Wonderful.
Michelle. We can continue with this topic on your platform. It's amazing. We can see how we can take it to a different level it up because it's a very interesting
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
yeah, I know that we can all relate to. Nobody taught us these things. Now
Mhm,
we have these platforms. We are lucky that there are people who are willing to give the time, willing to give the knowledge and just share. But unfortunately for us, still we don't want change because change is hard. Change
yeah.
is uncomfortable. So we don't want change. So when Nicole comes here and her topic is life purpose, comfort zone says, let me check Facebook. What is the latest gossip? Murefe, so what's that Murefe, the new craze, Murefe running thing,
Uh-huh.
the thing comfort zone we want. Oh, Akodi getting married, or oh, I'm talking about whether she's getting married, whether she's not getting married. She has a good life. Yeah, she has a good life. Take the nice point from her life and then see where you can rectify, how you can make yourself
Mhm,
sitting there and
mhm.
commenting that hiyo pia itaisha too. It's not doing anything to your life. It's
No,
not adding anything. If you can't wish
that's
her
true.
well, if you can't want well for her, there's no point of wasting your time there.
That's
Try
true.
and learn because most of these things are expensive. So I had to do a whole course to be a life coach. I went through the pains and I knew I'm not accountable. Nobody's gonna ask me, Nicole, did you do it? Did you do your homework? Have you finished? Have you? Nobody was gonna question me. It's something I decided to do for myself. So there was
Yeah.
no accountability at all. I had to fund
Mhm,
it and study and finish it and be certified. Those are the
mhm,
pains I had to do. Yeah. It
mhm.
means when you're going through those pains, then you have to filter out some noise. Filter
Yes,
out the noise. We bring you
that's
something, we
true.
bring you amazing guests, but you don't want to do the uncomfortable. So,
Right.
Monica, the platform is back on you. On the what is that Murefa thing being asked? Nobody's telling me. I don't know what it is. I think somebody was running, being chased by dogs, and I don't know whether somebody was calling out to the person or I don't know. I don't know, but I think that's where it came from. Somebody
Yes.
will enlighten us in a minute. Do you know, Monica, what that Murefi thing is?
I have no idea, but I am a curious person. I'm sure now that I had it, I will go and look
I
for
know
what that
it's everywhere. No, people
was.
have stopped the character development thing. People are on Murefe thing now.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh, so
yeah.
yeah, sure, yes, change is uncomfortable, and you have to push through. We just got to push through. If you don't change, you'll be in exactly the same situation, the same thing, same actions, same thoughts, same everything. How do you expect anything to change? 10
That's
years
true.
from now, you'll have the same conversation, you'll have the same network, you'll have the
Mm-hmm.
same job, you'll have the same bank account, if not what. It's not gonna change.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna change. Okay,
That's
yeah,
true.
go on before you
Okay.
forget all your points.
You've just brought up something that was very beautiful that I've had. We are living, and for this is like we are living in a world that is constantly evolving, and we can't afford to stay the same place doing the same things and expecting different results. We got to change.
Not
And
gonna
for
happen.
me, I take change as an acronym, and I say CHANGE, and I say choose happiness, and never give excuses. Because if you develop what I call the disease of enthusiastis, where you just give excuse for everything. Oh, sina hii, hiyo iwezekani, how can I
Can
do
I take
that?
you back a
You
little
know,
bit?
I am,
Choose happiness.
yeah, choose
Choose happiness.
happiness and never give excuses.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Choose happiness and never give excuses, because it's either you're here with your purpose, you're either giving excuses or you are executing. So, two things: you're either giving excuses or you are executing. And
Mm,
so, for me, I wasn't that perfect. I'm not even near, because it's something that we have to, uh, it's a constant, and when the world changes, we change with the world.
mm,
Just the other day, there was COVID-19, and we had to change into this situation. We are getting ourselves on the internet and using technology to do our meetings, some
mm,
things that were not even there before.
mm,
Things are changing, and we
mm,
have to catch up fast. You have to know what is on the trend and
mm,
catch up with the rest. Take the positive, leave the negative, make your shift so that you can make your shift.
mm,
To make your shift, you have to make a shift. Take the
mm,
things that you are good at, and leave the ones that you don't need. Another thing is that you when you why should you listen to an African dreampreneur? Hmm? An African dreampreneur who went to probably Germany, and she's seated there and she's telling to tell Kenyans or to tell people or the world what they're going to do. If you don't catch up with the world will catch up with you,
mhm,
and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. We are
mm,
now looking at the African SDG goals, the sustainable development goals, and people have planned to 2063. And guess what? There's someone, Monica, somewhere, who has not planned on what they're going to do tomorrow. Because mi naishi tu, tuko tu, Mungu akitusaidia tutafika tu hapo.
mm,
Kesho itakuwa tu sawa. We gotta make plans. We gotta make plans. Purpose comes with a plan. The creator gave you a plan that you came with
yeah,
here.
we had a
And he
generation that
even
says
says it. Yes, and he
tutaomba
even
tu.
says it. Yeah, he says, I have a plan for you. A
Mm,
plan for good
and not
and
for
not for evil.
mm,
To give you a hope and a future.
Mm,
And it's not a plan to harm you. It is yours. Just like the architect builds a building, he cannot build that building if he does not have a plan.
mm,
A plan. It has to be
yeah.
laid out. The thing has to be finished. The building has to be finished in the mind first
Mm,
before it is laid out on the ground. And it
mm,
has to be written down, laid down on paper, so that even if the architect is not there, the other one will pick it and will know where the sitting room is, the living room is, and where the kitchen is. So it is important when we are pursuing purpose that we have a plan,
plan.
and it is a concrete plan, because it gives you it's a blueprint that now gives you lays way for you for where you need to be.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, very true. We are in a culture where, in fact, what Bilka is saying is exactly the point that I want to say. Most people are more comfortable with the status quo because it does not call for responsibilities. Don't need, do not want to do the work. It's exactly the
Mm.
same thing. We don't want to do
Mm.
the work, so we become a prayerful people. Nothing wrong with being prayerful. I love prayers.
Praise
It's
good.
very important,
Yeah.
but
Hallelujah. Praise good. Mhm.
that has to make why actually no, you've not read for your exams the whole time. You're not reading for your exams, and then exam day, and our people encourage it. They'll bring in the pastors. Your parents will bring the pastors. Teachers will bring in pastors. Na mtaombewa na pia utaomba. Oh Mungu, exam ni rahisi. Nijue maswali zinaletwa. Niwe na no sweetheart, no sweetheart.
Yeah, I wish it was
Even your
that
house needs a
easy.
plan. You need to
I
take
wish it was that
responsibility.
easy.
Hmm?
Yeah. Mm.
Don't we do that?
I know we do that. We do that a lot. I
You
used to
don't
do
want
that.
to look for work. You don't want to put in. A lot of people sometimes inbox me and they're like, "Oh, Nicole, I'd like you to coach me and stuff like that." Then I can ask. I do that as now I'm letting out, but you need to know. Sometimes I just give them a little bit of like a responsibility or a commitment, just to wajitoe tu, mtu ajitoe kabisa. Do you want to go to the next level? Do you want to change your life or something? No, if kidogo, a very small percentage that will do their
Yeah.
homework. A very,
Mhm.
very small percentage. We don't want
Mhm.
responsibility. We choose to, at do we pray, we'll pray for our jobs, we'll pray for our nation. Utaki ku apply for jobs, you don't want to put in the work.
True.
We can only help, we can only share
Yeah.
our knowledge, we can only do our part, but you have to take responsibility. Prayers are
That
good,
is very
but
true.
you have to
That is
acknowledge that
very true.
you are the CEO of your life.
This is true. That is very true.
If you
So,
don't catch
uh,
up with the world will catch up with you. I did like what she had said before. What was it, Roslyn? Where you had said something. Make your shifts to make your shift. That is powerful and amazing. And then
mm,
okay, sorry, that was in reference to that. Purpose come to the plan. Jeremiah 29:11. Just
thank
as
you.
Monica was saying, concrete plan
Mm,
is a must for a purpose. Imagine ujenge nyumba, ati you want to
true.
jenga nyumba ya ghorofa. You don't have a plan. You don't know whether you're going or coming. You don't know anything. That's why zingine zinabomoka, because that's what we do with our lives, and that's what we want to do with that with houses. Unajenga tu iishe, but then
Yes.
it will come down. Praying for God to
Mm,
make you a good athlete for 50 years, then you discover you are too old and your body is too stiff to do anything. Prayer must go with actions. Imagine Eliud ati amekaanga tu ati anaomba
th-
anaomba. No,
thank you.
go ahead and
Thank you.
train.
It
You don't.
has to take action. The reason why we are here is to work on it. At the end we were given the Garden of Eden, and even Adam was told to till, you
Mm,
know to
mm,
till the land. So you have to work. Work has to be there. Prayer, faith without works is dead. you know
Alpha.
so prayer, because you believe, if you don't work on it, then it will just be there. Or if another thing is, when we decide to look at other people, what they're doing, and we are trying to do like what they're doing, we miss our purpose. We veer away from the road, and we start focusing on other people, and we get depressed. Yeah. because, oh, you see, she did this and she got that, and what, and she started that. I also can start that. If it's not if it's not your purpose and you've not found what you're supposed to do, just relax, because ahead you're going to find a roadblock, because you've left the owner of the vision behind. Because, and I also have people who say, oh, I do not want people to steal my idea, and you think, I always say, hey, it's just an idea, let them
Just
go
an
with
idea,
it,
sweetheart.
because
It's
you
not the
are the
whole
owner of the
vision.
vision,
You
you
don't know
are
the
the
vision.
owner of
You
the
don't know the
vision.
vision.
You know where this is going. If they take it, they will not know where it will go, and they will still come back
I'll
to you.
encourage somebody with Steve Jobs story. You see what happened to him. They took him out of his idea, then later on realized, you know what? We don't have the visionary. What's the word? Yeah,
We
we don't
left
have
the
the person with
visionary
the vision.
behind.
We left him behind, so we want him
Yes.
behind,
Yeah.
and then he comes
Yeah.
back and does wonders. So
Yeah.
that it's just an idea. Remember, it's just an idea. I love what you're saying. I don't know whether there
Mm.
is anything you wanted to add so that we start closing up. Whether our audience have anything to share. For me, I'll just encourage anybody who's watching, whether you're watching on replay. We never delete our videos. We are one of the people who are damaging the environment by there's so many videos out there. But whether you keep it or delete it, it's the same thing. So I keep mine. You can always rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it. But on YouTube, there's a whole, it's just like 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long about life purpose, understanding your purpose and trying to work. It will help you just sit down and see whether you can. Now you understand where we are coming from and what it is. So you just sit down and start working on something. If you need help, always ask for help. A lot of the people who are on the audience today are willing to help people. Reach out on most of them. They'll help you, they'll hold your hand. Reach out to Monica, anybody, Bill, her, Alice Njabi, any one of us. We're always happy to help. We are a community. We want to go up together, and there's no competition. It's not a
Oh,
competition.
yes.
We are all different.
Mhm.
Mimi hata nikikompitaje na doctor right now and start saying, oh, you became a doctor, I had to be a doctor
Aje
too.
sasa.
Itafanyika
Aje
aje?
sasa. Aje sasa. Huh? Mm. So,
My job
yeah.
is I can only probably support them if for that daughter, maybe in other ways that I can. If it's a family one, I don't know, find other ways of supporting them. But I'm not gonna sit there and start competing with them and stuff. Just stick to your journey, stick to your thing. We're supporting each other so that we all complete our life purpose. We all
Yes.
fulfill what we're here for. We
One.
all live like to the maximum. And I talk you at the end of this, you'll say, I couldn't have done better.
Wonderful.
You know,
Wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
couldn't have done better. So yeah, I'll let you summarize or whatever. You have time, 5 minutes, whatever, and then you can tell us where we can reach you and places we can support you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to probably make, before I finish, I'd like to make a shout out, to give a shout out to our coaches, the current ones that we have right now. And
Mm,
one of my coaches is called Irene Mureithi, and she's doing a TKC, the Kingdom Connect, back in Kenya. Anyone who wants to meet with her, kindly, she has not asked me to do this. Kindly reach out to Irene Mureithi or just search
Ready?
TKC and meet her.
I
Okay?
hope I
And meet her and let her talk to you about her program, because I am in that program. Let's meet there, yeah? um,
mm,
because we always just have to renew our knowledge. The other one is, I'd just like to say that you are the author of your life. Hold that pen, you know? Hold that pen and write your story. Do not let another person write your story. Come up with a book, bring out something, let us read about you. We are reading about the Bible that was read. We read about the Bible. We read about autobiographies. We read about people who are here before us. What are
mm,
we going to read about you? What are we going to listen about you? There are podcasts that you can be in. You can create your own stuff on the internet, and call us and let us just be a part of the beautiful thing that you're creating for the world. And so today I'd like to leave us with keys keys that we can use to to activate our dream. Remember, I said I'm an African dreampreneur, and so keys to activate your dream. First, identify the steps you have taken to this point. Go back as a step and identify the steps that you have taken to this point. First, number one, write the vision down. Have it down on paper. The Bible says, or there's a book, there's a verse that says, write the vision down so that the person who holds it may run with it. So if you have the vision, it will push you forward, because the runner is you, the writer is you. You know, nobody's gonna run with your vision. You run with your vision. The only thing that you can do is create a mastermind around you so that they can help you fulfill your assignment. And so that is number one, write the vision down. Second is identify the steps you have taken to this point. What have you done to this point? And that's where I say sift and shift, yeah, where you can see what is good and what is not for it, and then move with what is good for you, what is important for the mission. And then there is identify what is hindering you from the next step. What is it? Be true to yourself and identify what is hindering you from the next step. And if you get an hindrance, do not pray that it goes away. Pray that you become better. One thing that I say about this also is that she did not pray. She met the mountain. She did not pray that the mountain moves, but she prayed for stronger legs, you know? So pray for stronger legs. Sometimes you don't have to move that mountain. Just pray for the stronger legs, because you want to reach the peak of your mountain. So another thing is, like, number 4, separate the voices around your project. Your project or your purpose. Separate your voices around that and make sure that you're here. You are who you hear, you know? You are who you hear. Sometimes it's our parents, sometimes it's your friends. It is that the people you hear, you become, you know? What you hear, you start thinking about them, and as a man thinks or as a woman thinks, so is he. So that is what they become. And you do not want to become negative, because if you hang around with 6 millionaires, you become 5 millionaires, you become the 6th millionaire. If you hang around with the 5 akinayahe, I call them akinayahe, sorry to say this, akinayahe, you will become the 5th yahe, you know? So we know
you're harsh.
Yes, no, I'm trying to be very honest, because that's where I was, you know. That's where I am giving my life experience here, you know. I'm giving my life experience, and I want us to grow together. So who are you hanging around? You know, who is speaking to your ear, you know? And so immediately see them wakiwa 18. And if they are not for you, Joshua asks, are you for us or are you against us? If they are not for you, say thank you, we love you, but from now, I think I'm going to go my way. You must not say it audibly, but you can just say it in a kind way and say, okay, that was a good one. Let me move this side, because this is a place I am going to. And it's very good to practice your no. If it is not something that aligns to your vision or it aligns to your purpose, it's okay to say no and let other people not derail you with oh, you know, you said this, I was hurt. It is okay to say no and take your ground on that, because your no means next opportunity for you. You know, it means your next opportunity. So
and no, we've said it and we're saying it again. No
Yes.
is a complete sentence.
It is a complete sentence. And let everybody around you learn to take no as a complete sentence. And even you, when people give you no, don't go, let's not go sulking in
No,
and
that's
thinking,
okay.
oh, they told me they don't. It's okay. Sometimes even silence is an answer. If you see somebody has not answered you for a while, just know that that one means no, and it's okay. It's okay, and you
Mm,
can't move with them. Go ahead, because there's a lot more that is waiting for you ahead. So the other one is identify your commitment level. Are you at, if we are measuring with 10, are you a 5, are you a 4, and are you at 6, or are you at 8, or are you probably you're at 10 with this? If you see that you cannot give it 110%,
mm,
because it is your purpose. If you're not giving it 100%, if you're not showing up to shine, then this is not it for you. Keep doing it until you find what gives you the move to move up from the bed in the morning and say, I got it. I am going to do this. And you tell yourself, I can, I will, and I can, I will, I must, and watch me, and watch me. So at the end of the day, number 6 also is upgrade your skill set. Upgrade your skill set. You've got to learn. You've got to embrace knowledge, because knowledge never ends. Again, the good book says, call on to wisdom, embrace wisdom, and buy from her, because she will make you better. Wisdom is very important, and wisdom is knowledge applied. Wisdom is nothing less than just knowledge that you have read.
mm,
Apply it, and you become wise.
mm,
So upgrade your skill set, technology, and take technology as your aid in this era. Yeah,
mm,
make sure that you're conversant. Make sure you can build your own website. Make sure you run your Facebook page. Make
mm,
sure that even if it's on YouTube, congratulations to the ladies who are in Kenya and are doing wonderful things with their YouTube channels, and
mm,
people all over the world who are doing wonderful things with them. We are learning a lot from these
mm.
people. So at the end of the day, take that and let it help you in your journey of purpose. And also, number 7, do not go it alone.
Mm.
The way you get something and you say, hii ni yangu, and you run with it,
It's
and
enough
you
for everybody.
and you say, this is not for everybody. No, you cannot go it alone. The journey of purpose is laden with many challenges and
I love
also a lot of joy, and you need some people to hold you. And the reason why Moses was being held, his hand was being held, it is because the reason why he had his brother and sister, it is because they were to hold his hand. So we
Mm,
need those brothers and sisters, even if
mm,
they don't come from the same family, but we need people.
mm,
For example, I am in a community where we've been shown love, and the visionary is a very beautiful lady who makes sure that we are all getting value from that community. So, and also the community that we have of Daughters of Africa, we also make sure that we get value. So do not go it alone. Find like-minded dreampreneurs or people who are aligned to your purpose, who have the same dreams, and encourage one another. And I
mm.
will stop with saying, collaborate and do not compete.
Ah, nothing to add. Really nothing to add. That is beautiful. I didn't write them all. They got to do their homework. They got to follow it and write them down. I tried writing a lot of it, but you got to write it down if you're going to learn. Thank you so much, Monica, for your time. I really appreciate.
I thank
We
you for this.
learned a lot, and I hope we'll be having you again soon. Thank you for encouraging
Most
me to be
definitely.
here as well. That's why we need people like you. Thank you so much. Because I remember when we were having the conversation, I was like, I feel like my life now has taken a different turn. Where I am now spiritually, and what I was doing, I just was feeling like I don't know how I can get those two to blend. They're telling me, you know what? You're the whole of you. But you're you. Everything. That is not what you're leaving behind. They got to take you as you are, the whole of you. I really appreciate you. I really
Thank
thank you for
you. I
that.
appreciate you too, baby
Yeah.
girl. And
Uh,
thank you very much. I am
thank
excited.
We've got
Mm.
something long here to read for a minute. Very important. Oh, a summary. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Monica and Nicole. I'm blessed. So, number one, write your vision. Number two, identify your steps. Sift and shift. I'm so careful with my S's.
Yes.
And so wide. Number three, identify hindrances. Number four, pray for stronger legs, not mountains to move. I've learned lately about praying for guidance and understanding rather than praying, asking, like what we are taught is just prayers of asking, oh God, give me this, God, I want this, oh God, I want a car, oh God, nah. So I'd
And
rather now
there's a whole kingdom within you with all those cars.
imagine. And then separate voices around the project. The project you are who you hear. No is a complete sentence. Oh my, this no, we were never taught it. We were
No,
taught it was
we were
rude.
never taught this one.
We were never taught, and some of us ended up going through abuse because of just not learning how to use our voice, learning how to use
That's
our no.
true.
So
That's
very
true.
brilliant top point.
Mm,
Identify your
mm.
commitment level. Yeah, know where you are at, and it's okay. Be gentle to yourself. Forgive yourself. I flutter sometimes. We all sometimes are like, oh my, we all do it. And then when you get to this privileged age, this fourth floor, there are hormones to work with, there are hormones to go
Yes.
battle.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
someone will be like, me, and you're like, ah. So just be gentle to yourself. You
Mm.
might not be at 100 every day. That days will be at 20. It's okay. You are only being human. But what you want you to do is try and maintain being at the 100 or 80s, being a high performer. So, yeah,
Yes.
identify your commitment level. Keep doing it until you get it. And overload
Yay.
yourself. Wisdom is knowledge applied. Do not go it alone. Support. Moses'
Was
hand
being
was
held.
held. Collaborate and do not compete. It's your own journey. It's special to you. You don't need to compete with anybody else. And
Definitely.
we go out further when we support each other. We've seen it
That's
happening.
true.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you so
Mm.
much. Thank you, everybody who's been here with us and watching. We really appreciate you.
Thank
Nicole
you.
Hanselman, your
Thank
life coach.
you.
I really, really appreciate you. I'll try and be here every Wednesday. And if
Yay.
I don't, just forgive me. It is life, but I'm trying to commit to that.
Trying
And
to balance. The
yes,
word is
the
balance.
balance, I'm getting that. And if you want to be a guest on here, I'll really appreciate what topic of your choice, what you're comfortable with, what you want to share.
Wonderful.
Let us all try and make a difference and an impact and leave a better mark and let the next
Mm-hmm.
generation say, you know what, at least we
Mm-hmm.
tried with what we can. We are the ones trying to break. So we're
Mm-hmm.
working from this
Mm-hmm.
end and this end to break all these things. So anyway, thank you everybody and good night. God bless you.
Good night.
Good
Mwah.
night. Thank you,
Good
Bill.
night.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank
Edison
you. Bye.
Roslyn. Make
Yeah.
sure you follow us on all those platforms. It's just a little favor. Thank you,
Yeah, sure. By the
everybody.
way, let me say that. Let me say that. Hey, go follow Nicole on her pages, all Nicole Hanselman on her pages, Women Supporting Women. If you're
Yeah.
here and you came because of Monicah Bucher, because Rosalind, I see you, please go support Nicole too. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Mwah, Nicole, I love you, mommy. Thank you very much.
I love you too. You see, you made me come back to my hole. So,
Okay.
bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye, mama. Bye.
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.